Alright, these are the 5 different mistakes that slow down my progress, and let's get right in. So the first mistake obviously was focusing too much on grammar. I thought that if I memorized every rule, I'd be fluent, but that's not true. That's not true because I could write perfect sentences, but I couldn't speak naturally. So you have to balance your learning. You have to focus some time on listening because that will allow you to understand better English. I mean, grammar is important, but it's not everything. If you know a lot of grammar, you might not be capable of speaking English like naturally or being able to communicate, which is the most important thing in English. So watch some movies, listen to music, and follow some English YouTubers. These will help you understand how native speakers actually speak or talk. And you can also do this. For every hour of grammar, you can spend another hour listening, for example, to podcasts and music. And mistake number 2 was not being consistent. So today I would study and then I would spend like a month not studying, like just being lazy, just like I'm being lazy with this YouTube channel. But yeah, my point with that is learning English is like building a habit. It has to be consistent and regular. And you can also create simple routines for this, like learning 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day is better than nothing. So right now what I'm doing is I watch a lot of videos in English because right now for me it's very natural to watch videos in English and I understand everything. So for me that works most. I learn the most vocabulary from that, and if it doesn't work for you, you can do other things like reading. That's a great way to learn English, and also listen to music. Like you can see the lyrics and stuff. So that's the thing. You don't have to be like studying this hard every day. Like every opportunity you have to learn some vocabulary, also put some English in your routine, it's better than nothing. Okay, mistake number 3 was actually trying to be perfect speaking English. I was like obsessed with this thing of being perfect, like when I'm speaking English, and right now I'm like, whatever, man. I just need to speak and for people to understand what I'm saying. So yeah, the most important part of like this process of learning English is being able to communicate. And this is the most important thing for me like right now. So I have to speak and you guys understand. For me that's enough. I don't have to be perfect speaking English. So yeah, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to go out there and speak and people be able to understand you. That's the main goal of learning a language actually, because you're learning a language to be able to understand and like to be understood by others. So what's the point of trying to be perfect if the main goal of communicating is there? Like you have already achieved it. So you don't have to be like this perfect speaking English. You just have to be able to communicate. If you try to sound perfect, you will get easily frustrated. So do not try to be perfect. Just try to speak. Yeah, that's the most important part. And mistake number 4 is not using real life English. I know that you are learning. How are you? I'm good. And you, how, like, you have to speak real life English. You have to search how natives speak. If you try to learn like this school English, you will get frustrated because you will not be able to understand most native speakers because they don't use that English that you are learning. I mean, learning English from textbooks, from apps is something like very good because it helps you with some vocabulary, but that's not in real life English. Real life English lies in like movies, music, and some interviews, podcasts. Like these are things that will expose you to real life English. And YouTube videos, English YouTubers, they most often speak real life English. So you have to expose yourself to real life English, and you can learn this through like this shadowing technique, like helps you with your accent and helps you pronouncing some difficult words that native speakers might use when they are speaking. So that's a very good idea, listening and trying to understand native speakers, and that will help you a lot in your listening and also on your speaking. So yeah, you have to listen and try to mimic real life English. You have to speak with people, real life English. And finally, but not least, was being afraid of speaking English, because when I started learning English, I mean, I was so scared of making mistakes that I wouldn't even try to speak English. You have to think, if you don't speak English, your progress will be much slower and take more time to learn or to be able to express your thoughts in English. So you have to put that aside and try to do what makes you happy and what would get you proud of like learning English. And from this experience, what I learned is you have to start speaking from day one. Even if you just know a few words like hello, hi, you have to speak it because that will stick into your mind and will like you will train the muscles to speak like the correct way, like the English you want to speak. And you have to try to find like English partners and join language apps to find English partner where you can practice your English. Like this is very important. So these are the five biggest mistakes that I made while learning English and how you can use them. You know what? I wish I had known these tips earlier, but I'm also so glad that I can share them with you. Which mistakes do you think you're making? Let me know in the comment. I'd love to hear it from you and see you in the next video.